and welcome. This is the August edition of the Deepdale podcast. We're sitting here in a bright, sunny courtyard of the Backpackers Hostel, and I'm Jason, and
I am Georgie. Hello.
So we're going to be chatting about what's going on the North Norfolk coast, what's going on here at Deepdale specifically, some events you should look out for.
It's going to take a while this month, I think.
There's a lot in the diary. There is a huge amount in the diary, yeah, and we're just going to pick a few selected items. We promise we're not going to read them for rote. You can do that yourself on our website. It's Wells Carnival Week right now, which is slightly too late to tell you about it, but
still well worth telling people about.
That's true, though. For next year. Definitely. Yeah, it's normally the last bit of July, beginning bit of August, isn't it?
Yeah, and they are just getting bigger and better every year. My neighbour actually is involved with the Carnival Committee, and he's mentioned to me how much work and how much love and care goes into planning every activity, because there are so many activities for children and older couples and couples my age, younger couples, to do every day and every evening, that as you can imagine it takes them a whole year, a big group of them a whole year to plan it. So there's so much going on, and I'm just really impressed with what they've been able to do this year.
That's cool. So that's Wells Carnival Week, which is happens sort of end of July, beginning of August. Well worth booking in for next year, because it's dead easy to get there from here by the coast liner bus.
Yeah, and avoid some of the parking.
Yeah, exactly.
Issues.
You can just nip in and nip out, come back after some of the stuff's happened during the day. Lots of activities all the way through the week, so that's well worth looking out for. But sadly, if you're listening to this podcast any time in August, you have missed that for 2019. So
doesn't matter too much, because there's a Cromer Carnival.
There is, and actually Sheringham has its carnival as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're both coming up later this month, and they're well worth it. All of these carnivals and these sort of local fates and stuff are really worth going to, because they just show you a bit more of the character of the local area.
And they highlight how much there is to do. You know, you go on holiday sometimes and you might sometimes feel like you're doing the obvious things or the things that a lot of other people are doing. And when you go to these carnivals, it really, really highlights you've got everything that is available to you in a little planner that you can really easily access, or, you know, going on in the same area at the same time. And if you are lucky enough for your holiday to coincide with some of these things, you can experience far more than you ever have when you come to Norfolk.
Yeah, so really meet some locals and some others. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
it's
so
excellent.
Cromer Carnival is 17th, I think. 18th of August, 17th of August.
Yeah, for the
23rd,
week.
So
Georgie's not quite reading my writing, which is dreadful and appalling. And
I should know that.
We are learning as we do this podcast that I'll get Georgie to write the dates down next time. That's fine. Yeah. She's being very polite about the appalling writing.
There is also a lot going on the 18th of August, so 18th is written down there.
It is. That is very true. So you were going to talk about pizza nights with the Wood-Fired Food Company?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to highlight, because in the summer holidays and in our busy periods like now, we've got the Wood-Fired Pizza Company coming every Wednesday as well as every Friday, which they come throughout the year. And I just wanted to highlight that, because everyone, when they check in with us and when they come into the office and they're looking at some of the things that they can do in the local area, they pick up these flyers, because the pizzas look as good on the flyers as they do in person. The people that serve the Wood-Fired Pizza Company, they are such lovely people. And it gets a really nice atmosphere around the site. You know, when I'm walking from past their stall, you follow the crowds and you follow the smell of mozzarella, and it's just such a really relaxing place, even if the weather's not great.
Did you know that they're using some of our wheat from the farm?
I did. You told me the other day, which is really cool.
So they've taken some of our wheat and taken it to Leatheringset Watermill. Yeah. Had it ground and includes it in the pizzas, which is very cool.
I love that. I think that's
really
a very
nice
definition. Of eating
fork
locally,
to fork.
isn't it?
It's great, isn't it? It's excellent. Or field to fork, or whichever way you want to put it.
One of those.
So we've got a few other events that we sort of picked out. Norfolk Wildlife Trust have been fantastic and added a huge number of events to our events listing on our website. So you can look at everything from dike dipping to being a nature detective. There's bat nights. There's all sorts of interesting stuff going on. So really, really worth having a look at that list. All sorts of stuff all the way through August and September. And they run stuff all year, but they've been really good and just sort of added a whole lot of summer events. So you've got lots to keep everybody in the family entertained and learn a lot about the local area. And the pop-up shops at Dalegate Market continue. They've got some really interesting artisans and producers coming in there. You'll find 4 different ones every week. They change over on a Wednesday, so don't come on a Wednesday to shop there, because you might be disappointed as they're setting up then rather than available for shopping. But yeah, you'll find lots of really interesting stuff coming in there, and that's in the shops.
It's like a mini spring market throughout the year, isn't it?
Absolutely.
There's a really, really lovely little.
It's great. We have people coming from as far as Cambridgeshire and Lincolnshire,
and they all sell such different things as well. It's a really nice chance to see like handmade things that you would never have thought of making yourself, and they've been done really well. So
it's there's some really nice stuff there. And then as we come into the sort of middle of August, there's the Burnham Market Craft Fair, another craft one there.
Just down the road from us as well.
Yeah.
Very conveniently placed. I think it's the first stop on the bus.
Don't try and drive. Yes.
Don't try and drive.
Yeah, definitely catch the bus for that one. It is crazy busy in the centre of Burnham Market, and most of the roads are sort of snarled up, but you can wander around. Lots of really interesting stalls for that one. That's fantastic. What else has caught your eye?
I think for me, the things so in Hunstanton, I love Hunstanton, it's such a lovely little town. They've got quite a lot going on the 18th of August. They've got their Hunstanton Kite Festival, and they've got on the same day, they've got their Hunstanton Sandcastle competition. So the Sandcastle competition is being run by the RNLI, which is obviously a very good cause, and the Hunstanton Kite Festival is being done by the Hunstanton Lions, who are obviously a very, very big pillars in the community, and they help us out a lot with our Christmas market and things. I shan't mention the C word during this podcast right now.
It's already, yeah. You've already done it. It's just too late.
Can't go back on that. But yeah, they're both really, really good, really good causes, and they're going to be a lot of fun actually as well. So
yeah, the Hunstanton Kite Festival is fantastic. It's just the things that people can get a bit of nylon to do is just incredible, really.
See, I've never really been very good at kite flying, but sandcastles, I am your woman, so I'm going to be.
Well, that's fine. You can do the sandcastles, and I'll go and be inspired by the dragons and the Spitfires.
I'm just going to be sat in the sand next to children, though, getting very competitive, and I think it's.
I have a feeling the RNLI competition will have to include both an adult and a child thing, because there's some very, very serious sandcastle makers.
Oh, fantastic! Well, I'll be entering into that category then.
Yes, yeah, we're telling children to go away. So you can
stop stealing my ideas. Yeah, no, not at all.
No, some very cool sandcastles. That there's the little princess castles right through to just
Holcomb replicas.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and sort of Paris. Small.
The Notre Dame before.
Absolutely, absolutely. So those are some of the excellent events. There's another one that's going on all the way through August and right through until September, which is one of my favourite things. Yeah, the Henry Moore, because I love Henry Moore. I love sculpture, but Henry Moore particularly. And Houghton Hall have done it again. They've got yet another amazing exhibition.
I loved the last one, the Damien Hirst. I'm excited to see the Henry Moore.
I can't do Damien Hirst.
You weren't as sold?
No. Some of the stuff was pretty impressive, like the big stuff, but yeah, it's just, yeah.
But you're more excited for Henry Moore. That's
absolutely
fair.
Yeah, no, and these sculptures, because of the space that's available at Houghton, in the gardens there, and the size of some of these sculptures is just mind-boggling, and it's
I'm excited to see this one then.
It's going to be really good, and that's running right through to the end of September. Definitely on my list, but I would definitely recommend checking online and finding out about buying tickets in advance, because I know they do time slots and limited tickets per day, so just worth checking. You don't want to get caught out than going there. And there's quite a lot of other exhibitions going on all over. So if you're into your art, there's lots of exhibitions. But another one that's on till sort of the second half of August is the Norfolk Artisans exhibition, which is well worth having a look at. But all of these events are listed on our website. So if you go to deepdalebackpackers.co.uk and click on events, you'll see a massive list of events on there, of all shapes and sizes, from small fetes to grand exhibitions, and click on, find a lot more information, links through to their the individual website, and it's a great source of information. So this is about the Deepdale Festival, which happens at the end of September, the 26th to the 29th of September. We have 3 very full days of music and a Thursday evening for those who are staying. And Chris has put together the most amazing lineup, and I'd like him to tell us a bit more about it. So go on, tell us what's going to be your highlights of the festival.
There are actually too many highlights to mention as highlights. We just end up going through the whole programme, really. But an obvious highlight is going to be Martin Carthy coming along, internationally acclaimed folk artist over a very long period of time, and we are exceptionally pleased. I'm exceptionally pleased to have him playing at Deepdale, which it feels like quite a coup. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
And I believe we've got Sheila to thank for encouraging you to actually ask him.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we bumped into Martin last year at Moseley Folk Festival on our way in to one of the days from where we were staying, and we just happened to be travelling down in the lift from our hotel, which we never usually do. We always use the stairs, obviously, and the lift popped open at a lower floor, and who should walk in but Martin with his guitar in his hand. And we both looked at each other, and behind his back we're going, "That's Martin Carthy." And we had a few niceties, a few pleasantries as we travelled down in the lift, and we explained that we were heading to the same place he was, and we'd see him a little bit later, and that planted a seed. You know, Martin Carthy is a luminary of the UK folk scene, and it was just amazing to see him at Moseley, to travel down in the lift with him and think, yeah, actually, he's an ordinary bloke just like the rest of us, and I wonder if we might be able to book him for Deepdale. And there was some inner questioning about whether we might be able to be considered by his agents, but they've been the most wonderful people to deal with as well. And it was he was available, and we were able to book him.
Fantastic.
Yeah, really looking forward to that.
That's cool. Excellent. So who else have we got, sort of what you would describe as the headliners of the weekend?
Yeah, I think on Saturday our headliners are Man the Lifeboats on the main Brick Barn stage, sort of closing off the evening, and they did in fact play the festival last year on the Sunday. This year a lot more people are going to enjoy their high energy brand of folk rock. You know, we thought that we should bring them to a much wider audience at Deepdale than they got last year on the Sunday, so we're much busier across the weekend. It's going to be great having them playing to a full Brick Barn stage. They are, dance and jump around to every song.
I've got a video of you dancing last year, so we know that you quite enjoyed them last year, as did most of the Deepdale crew.
They're just a fantastically upbeat, energetic folk. They're from London, and their sound is something between Oyster Band in their pomp, bit of Bellowhead in there, and a London Pogues, and you put those three together, really? And what is not to like? So, yeah. So they're going to be closing off the Brick Barn stage on the Saturday. Over in the Orchard stage, we've got just the most wonderful solo artist, not closing off the stage, but earlier in the afternoon, so everyone and the families can see her as well. Kitty McFarlane, whose material on her debut album, Namer of Clouds, is stunning.
Yeah, it's very beautiful stuff.
It is an incredibly beautiful album. It's got great connections with the sea, with nature, and the combination of the tunes and her voice and lyrics, it's incredibly poetic and atmospheric, and that's a major highlight for me of the festival this year. Really shouldn't be missed. Followed by Cutthroat Francis from Bristol, Eastern European tinged and jump up and down folk, which we're really looking forward to, and then we've got Fred's House, who are an uncategorizable band, really. You're moving across all sorts of genres, pop, folk, rock, bit of soul in there as well, you know, from Cambridge, and so that, you know, great couple of bands closing off that stage as well. So that's great.
That's going to be a great Saturday.
It is going to be a great Saturday, and also of course on Saturday we've got the Mara Military Wives Choir coming to us, and that's going to be a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
You know, a little taster in the Orchard stage, and then main concert over in the church. Brilliant venue for them.
Yeah, it's going to work really well, isn't it? Really, really well.
Yeah.
That's cool. So so a preview to that day is the Friday, when a lot of people are going to sort of arrive, and we need to actively encourage people that they should really arrive Thursday night, because you've come up with a fairly amazing breakfast sessions on the Friday, haven't you? So.
We have, you know, we've got a lot of people already staying on the Thursday night, and so we've brought the start of the music programme forward, so that it starts from, you know, the morning on Friday, and so you don't want to miss any of the acts that we've got while you're enjoying your breakfast in the Backpackers Courtyard, and then running through the whole day. And Friday, we've called it various things, I think, over the first 2 years. Sort of folky Friday, but it culminates with us having just the best East Anglian act that we can find to headline and to really kick the festival off in style. And this year is absolutely an exemplar of that. You know, we've got a band that is certainly East Anglia's band of the moment, and they are flying. They just launched their debut album. We went to the launch just this Sunday gone.
Yeah, we're going to play a bit of the interview after this, and then put the rest of the interview out later in the month.
Yeah, I got to chat to them, and before they went on stage, and you know, they just blew the place apart. Fantastic performance. They're getting huge reviews, hugely positive reviews for their album, and they're going far, I think. I hope so, certainly hope so, and that's Morgan Way. So we are so looking forward to Morgan Way playing on Friday night. Again, genre-busting music, but you know, folk, rock, country, Americana, all in there. If you can hear influences of Heart, Fleetwood Mac, you know, all sorts. Fiddle on the stage as well, an integral part of the band. So it is really special on Friday, and so you certainly don't want to miss that.
Yeah. Okay, and then the final day, when we've got Martin Carthy on Sunday, and we've got Gentlemen of Few. We have,
yeah. Yeah, we've got them coming. They've played before at Deepdale on one of our Sunday sessions, and tore it up, and they're coming to do it again to close out the festival, really, with an opportunity for everyone to jump around and dance the night away in the Brick Barn. Radio 2 Folk Award nominees, but now moving again beyond the, you know, if there are constricts of the folk genre, moving beyond that. A lovely bunch of lads and some really fantastic tunes that you know, you want to hang around right till the end of the festival to hear those. And
a big shout out to Sue and Paul, who introduced us to them.
Absolutely, yeah, they did, and it's great. You know, the lineup is. I'm very, very pleased with the lineup this year, even if I do say so myself. And you really, really don't want to miss it.
Well, it's great because not only Gentlemen Few folk nominees, but also Kitty McFarlane with her latest nomination for the Radio 2 Folk Awards as well.
Yes, she's nominated for this year's awards, which is fantastic. You know, richly deserved, because there's no one out there quite like her at the minute, and you have got to get her album. Available in all good HMVs, definitely,
and the information centre, hopefully, just before the event.
Support the high street and support your local music shop. So yes, you know, we're immensely happy to have artists of that quality playing at Deepdale. You know, it's as far as I'm concerned, this is the festival you want to be at if you're in and around East Anglia and you are into your roots and folk music. You don't want to be anywhere else.
Fantastic. So if you want any more information on any of the lineup, any of the bands, we're adding, information about them all the time, just head to deepdalefestival.co.uk. Most of the accommodation on site has now been booked. Certainly all the camping accommodation. There is the groups hostel available and 1 or 2 beds left in the backpackers hostel, but there are lots of day tickets still available, selling nicely, yeah, if you've got somewhere else to stay or you live locally, we'd love to see you. So that's deepdalefestival.co.uk, and come and join us on the last weekend of September. Cheers, Chris. Thank you.
Thanks very much. See you there. Okay, so we're here with the guys from Morgan Way, and we've got Kieran, we've got Callum with us, we've got Nicole, and we've got SJ. And that's great to see you guys. So if you could just say hi to the Deepdale listeners, that'd be fantastic.
Hello, Deepdale listeners.
Good afternoon, evening, or morning.
Hello.
That's fantastic. We're here at the waterfront in Norwich, just before Morgan Way head up this fantastic bill of country and Americana acts that we've got playing this afternoon, finishing off the launch of your album, guys. Is that right?
Yeah. Our album came out on Friday, which Friday the 2nd of August, and today is Sunday the 4th of August. So there you go. It's been a very much an album weekend, and it's been a long time coming to get to this release date, and so it's kind of surreal, but we're really excited about this. It's quite a special show because we're playing the album in order, start to finish. So it's probably the only time we're ever going to do this. But it feels quite fresh and interesting because we've been playing a lot of festivals and doing the sort of similar kind of set lists, and this is totally different tonight.
Fantastic, that's great. So I mean, so much I've seen on social media, so much has been happening in the last few weeks and months for you guys. Can you pinpoint the start of when this sort of avalanche or hurricane started?
This avalanche has just been constant, I'd say, really. It's been
Has it been like a hurricane?
it has been like a hurricane, yeah, to repeat. No, we
Does it
the
break
whole
you up?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Can I get a word in? The whole summer's been pretty crazy and just been building up and up to this, I think, since May particularly, or maybe even country to country the sort of earlier in the year, and since then it's just we're just trying to keep up with everything that's going on, really.
Well, we recorded the album, most of it last year, finished it last year actually, and we've just been sort of building up to getting the release campaign and stuff together. So the start of this year was really the start of the release, the journey, and it kind of, so I'd say really January, it kind of was the start when we put Frozen out. Or did we put it out in February? We put it out in February. Frozen Our Time came out, the first single. And since then it's just been constant. And
Mental.
SJ has got many skills in social media. So SJ has been helping us look every bit as busy as we are.
Don't ask Callum what an Instagram story is.
Yeah.
So SJ, you're in charge, are you, the social media output for the band?
Yes, I do enjoy it. We do like posting fun little anecdotes that we get up to on the road on our little Instagram story, and it's nice to kind of just keep everyone in touch with what we're doing, really. So I try my best, but it's a whirlwind out there online.
It is, yeah, it is. That's
It's
at
a
Deepdale.
hurricane,
It's a
I tell you.
hurricane. Amazing. What's been the best moment so far since it got going at the start of this year?
Ooh, we really enjoyed Black Deer Festival because we'd heard really good things about Black Deer Festival, and it just happened to be on mine and Kieran's birthday because, funnily enough, we have the same birthday, and it's something that tends to happen with twins.
Yeah.
And SJ got the whole tent singing "Happy Birthday" to us, which was pretty surreal because we had a really packed out tent. And so that was a real moment, I'd say. But obviously Glastonbury was incredible because the weather was so beautiful, and where we were performing on the Love Fields, you could see the entire site just lit up at night, and so that was a real buzz. Yeah,
fantastic. So obviously lots of people have been to Glastonbury and other large festivals, Black Deer, Latitude. What's it actually like as a band going to these things, you know, the big festivals?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I think I always find, well, we always give 110% to every gig, but sometimes maybe you feel like there's a little bit more pressure when it's a bigger one. But both Black Deer and Glastonbury had such good vibes in the room, just like, you know, every festival we've played this summer. So yeah, they felt great, and it was Black Deer, me, SJ, Nikki, and Ed all stayed for the whole weekend. Callum and Matt had to go.
Fantastic.
Cal had to go to a stag do in Manchester, which is a whole nother story. But yeah, it was really nice because through the whole weekend, people were coming up to us and saying how they enjoyed the show and having little chats. So it was really nice to kind of experience that side of it, as well as just because sometimes you just got to get in and get out.
Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, so to the album itself then, how long did it take to actually record?
Well, we sort of did it in between gigging, actually. So we kind of had these sort of sporadic, well, not really sporadic, but certainly not, 6 months in the studio like they did back in the day. So it's hard to pinpoint exactly how long it took. And then obviously it was a case of when it was mixed, then we kind of wanted, when we finished the recording, there was a case of getting it mixed and then mastered, and this adds up. I'd say it's, we've not been asked that. I haven't really thought about the exact time frame. I'd say maybe, I don't know, we recorded 20 tracks and we ended up with 11 because we wanted to whittle it down and find the 11 that felt right. And we weren't really going in there thinking, we're going to pick the ones that are singles. And actually what's been really interesting with the response to the album is every reviewer and fan seems to be picking out different tracks. So that's really interesting because sometimes, you hear an album and it's clear what the song is that represents that album and what's that defining song. And yeah, maybe Hurricane is our defining song in the live show, but maybe not in the album.
No. Yeah, okay. And I've read that you sort of like to record as a whole band, putting that together rather than laying individual parts down. What do you think that brings to the album?
I think, the main thing about this band is playing live together, and when the six of us sort of create something together, that's what makes the sound. So in the past we've done it when you sort of record the drums and you record the bass, blah blah blah, and it just felt we did do layering, we did overdub stuff afterwards, but getting the core of us playing together created an energy that you could then build on, which felt more authentic to us, as opposed to we're not the sort of band where you loop a beat, well maybe we will one day, and build a song around that, but it's more when we perform together, so we wanted to capture that as well.
Tom Petty did say that no one gives a rude word how a record's made, they just care if it sounds good. So there is definitely that element to it, but having said that, we hadn't actually, as Kieran said, experienced recording an album when we're actually playing it live in a proper studio, and it made such a difference. So yeah, that was a real buzz.
And many people have described your sound in many different ways. How would you describe your sound?
We describe it in many different ways. We honestly don't really know what our sound is. We just, as Kieran said, Morgan Way is just trying to be Morgan Way, and we all have different personalities, different influences, different backgrounds, and all of that goes into this sort of cauldron and you end up with Morgan Way. And I think obviously we're influenced by sort of 70s rock stuff like Fleetwood Mac and Eagles and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Blue Oyster Cult, but we're also, Don't Fear the Reaper.
Yeah.
He's so cheeky, isn't he? He's so cheeky, this one. But then we're also, we didn't set out to be any given genre, and I think for a while, Kieran and I sort of, when we played in previous bands, we were sort of, okay, we're going to be this band or we're going to be that band, and as soon as we stopped thinking about it like that, suddenly it became apparent that we were onto something that wasn't necessarily easy to describe. So yeah, I think it's really, for me anyway, when I read reviews and they can't really pinpoint what we are, I think that's, for me, that's how I would want it to be, because I think all the stuff that really influenced us growing up was stuff that, what genre is Tom Petty?
Yeah.
What genre is Fleetwood Mac?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I agree, absolutely. And with SJ's vocals coming in, when I heard you last time, I thought Heart, the influences of Heart coming through there, and then the fiddle with Cole coming through. You've got this English folk feel that mixes everything together, and is unique in that it moves around all these different genres at the same time. So, what about current stuff that's out there? Who would you recommend that our listeners get and listen to?
Seems to be quite like us. There seems to be quite a lot of family bands happening at the moment. A lot of siblings and whatever else getting together. So there's a band called Balin, who are a three-piece from New York, sort of Simon and Garfunkel influenced. That are two twin brothers and a younger sister. Me, Nikki, and SJ went to see them a few weeks ago, and yeah, they're all some amazing harmonies. And just got off tour with Hosier. Who you liking at the moment, old Panna?
I adore Craig Finn from the Hold Steady. The Hold Steady were around. Yeah, the Hold Steady. Yeah. Hold Steady are great, but he's also Craig Finn's just started doing solo. Well, I'd say just over the last few years he's been putting out solo albums, and his new one, I Need a New War, is really, because I think with the Hold Steady they're such a bar rock band and how they sound. Yeah. So I love it, but it's not everyone's kind of thing. And what's interesting about his solo album, is it's less kind of shouty lad rock, and it's more kind of, I don't know, softer and more reflective maybe. And I think it really shows off what an absolutely incredible lyricist he is. So yeah, well worth checking out.
Excellent, that's great. So then finally, apart obviously from playing Deepdale at the festival in September, what's coming up for you for the rest of the year and plans for the future?
Yeah, we've got obviously the main plan right now is getting this album out and playing as many shows as possible to support that. So we're got a few shows in September, of course, including the awesome Deepdale Festival, and then October and November we're on tour with the CC Smugglers, playing all across the UK, and then we're sort of currently booking a sort of headline UK tour for early next year, sort of February, March time.
Fantastic.
And I guess it'll be festival season again. So yeah, just constant road work.
That's great, guys. Thanks ever so much for talking to me. We'll look forward to seeing you at Deepdale. Good luck for tonight, and I hope the album soars.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening to this August edition of the Deepdale podcast. Been great to have you with us. For more information on any of the events we've chatted about or the Deepdale Festival, then please head to our website at deepdalebackpackers.co.uk. We just happen to have a sample of Morgan Way's new single, Let Me Go, which seems apt as they play us out of this edition. Thanks again for listening, and we hope you'll listen again next month.